Good morning and welcome to Join the Dots. Have I got an episode for you today? This is the one you've been waiting for. You won't agree at first. You're really going to have to think about it, and then you're going to see it unwind in front of you, and then you're going to wish you reacted first. Okay? What is happening at the moment is America is having a heart attack. It's not political. This is financial. And when America has a heart attack, what happens? All the dollars in the world, okay, come back to the heart to protect it, just like a human heart attack. The dollars are the blood of the system, okay? And what's happening at the moment is the blood is coming back to the heart, i.e. America. And we're seeing this in the dollar. We're seeing the dollar rise against currencies which should be stronger. Indian rupee. Okay, Indian rupee should be strong. The economy is strong. But the rupee is now at an all-time low. The Japanese yen is approaching 150. The won in South Korea is in trouble. Argentina is in trouble. Finland is in trouble. Canada, Australia. All of these countries, New Zealand particularly, not Australia yet actually, let's leave that one out. Let's say Canada and New Zealand, UK, Euro. You will not read this anywhere, okay? The only person telling you this other than me is Eurodollar University, Jeff Schneider. I'll link it. Please watch it because you need to understand this. This is the moment you and I have been talking about, thinking about, trying to work out how is the best way for safety, the best way to make money. This is it. Now I'm going to give you a history lesson in my life and what happened to me in the ERM crisis, okay, when sterling was still in the ERM. And I was trading currencies. And I swore that what I saw was so obvious. The pound had to come out of the ERM. And I had 18 banks I worked with and not one of them could see it, not one. But it happened. And I was all rates above 2 long in dollar, sterling dollar. All rates above 2. Every time the dollar went above 2 to the pound, bing, 5 million, 5 million, 5 million, 5 million. Till I had over 200 million. And then that fateful night when Norman Lamont stood on the steps of number 11 and said, "Without one scintilla of doubt, the pound will be in the RM tomorrow morning." And of course I said, well, that's it, we're out. And the next morning we were. And we sold around 140, 142. Okay, so that was a 30% gain. Now that's what's possible now, because that was, if you like, a heart attack on Germany. Germany had the heart attack then. Germany had reunified, and Germany needed an incredible amount of Deutschmarks at the time in order to fund the absorption of Eastern Germany. And I could see that. It was so obvious. There was going to be a heart attack. The money would rush to the centre, Germany, which would be the safest place within the Euro orbit. The same thing happened in 2011, when again, I saw it so clearly. But this time they couldn't attack the currencies because by now they were all in the Euro, except the UK. They were all in the Euro. So I looked at it and said, well, it's easy. They can't attack the currency, but what they can attack is the bond. Okay, they can attack the bond. So they attacked the bond of Italy, Spain, etc. And we saw massive pressure. And again, the centre. The money went to the centre, France and Germany. It went to the centre because that's the heart. That's what's having the heart attack. And all the blood from all those countries rushed to. Now, what we're seeing in America is again, this is it. This is the moment we've been building up to. Okay, that doesn't mean it happens Monday. This is going out Sunday. I'm recording it Friday. Okay, I'm recording it Friday before the markets close at the end of the week. But this will come to you Sunday. And you have the time Sunday to watch this and understand what I'm telling you. because this is critical. Watch the Eurodollar University link, okay? Watch Jeff Schneider explain how the dollar is now turning. Now, most people I talk to, even my clients, say, don't be stupid, mate, the dollar can't. Yes, it can. Yes, it will. And yes, it is. Look at the rupee. Look at the yen. Look at the yuan. Look at the Argentine peso. The world is having a heart attack, and the centre of that world, the heart, is the US. And the money is going to flood into the dollar, into the relative safety of the US dollar. Pound is down to 134, euro is down a bit. Those are just the beginning. The blood is moving from the extremities first. Argentina, South Korea, India, Japan. The extremities get hit first, just as they did in the euro crisis, just as they did in the ERM crisis. So what does it mean? Well, what it means is all of those economies which are suffering, and they are suffering because ever since April the 1st, when we saw the tariffs come out, or April the 2nd, ever since then, these economies have been weakening physically by the fact that their companies that export to America are suffering margin loss, price loss, pricing ability. They can't charge what makes sense in their economy. China, massively. Their exports are being hammered margin-wise. Okay, and they're overproducing everything. So now they've got complete overproduction in the country, in EVs, in solar, in everything. And now they've got pressure from the tariffs, which means they have to absorb more costs. And they can't, because they've got massive oversupply of everything. Other countries, it's not so bad, but it's the same issue. At the end of the day, the world is having a heart attack. Jobs will be lost in all these economies. Jobs lost, money lost, credit card problems, debt problems, banking problem, and there's the key. All of these countries, one by one, will experience a banking crisis. So where do we want to be? Well, we know where we want to be. We want to be in gold and silver. But this is the big one for XRP. This is the big one. Okay? Now go back, and I'll link it here. Go back to my Jake Claver and the reversal of the Japanese carry trade. And what Japan will have to do in order to liquefy its system to be able to absorb that unwind, because that unwind now is going to accelerate. Just part of the heart attack, part of the money, part of the Eurodollars moving out of the countries back to the heart that needs it. And we know it needs it. Look at the deficits. It has to fund those somehow. And where do you get the highest interest rate on offer at the moment? In the dollar. And where do people forget your last 2, 3, 5, 10 years of your thoughts, the dollar's going to die, the dollar's going to die, the dollar's going to die? No, not yet. First of all, we will have the heart attack, and we will have all excess dollars rushing back to the heart. And that will basically create systemic illiquidity across the globe. Bit by bit. Yeah, Europe may be the last to really suffer the flood of money. The other economies, Canada, UK, New Zealand, South Korea, Brazil, Argentina, Japan, China, they're already on their knees, really, if you're honest, if you can see past, and we must see past this infatuation with the end of the dollar. Because this isn't it. This is the end of an awful lot of other currencies vis-a-vis the dollar. For a period, not forever, I understand, but for a period, just like it was in '89, just like it was in 2011, for a period, the heart attack means all the liquidity rushes to the heart. So let's think of XRP. Watch that video that I gave you on the possible reversal of the Japanese carry trade and Jake Claver's views on that. Watch it. Because if you want, and a lot of you do, and I know that my numbers go up every time I mention XRP, you're waiting for XRP to take off. I'm telling you, this heart attack will give rise to XRP taking off. Where it goes to, I don't really care. As I've told you before, I'm on journeys, just like silver, just like gold. Gold 1254 to 37, silver 15 to 45. XRP 50 cents I bought it at my first batch. To wherever. Do I care what number? No, I don't. No, I don't. I just know the journey is certain. And this moment, and then you have to think of all the consequences as these countries go illiquid in their banking systems. What happens to house prices? Come back tomorrow. Thank you very much.